Why is local anesthesia needed in dentistry? A dental surgeon gives local anesthesia, that is LA, for simple dental procedures like deep scaling and root planing to surgical procedures like root canal treatment, extraction, dental implantation, jaw fractures, enucleation of the cyst, gum surgeries, flap surgeries, wisdom tooth removal. This is because the surgical procedures can be done only by pain control or by numbing the affected area. When the local anesthesia is given, the operator can successfully access and perform the procedure effectively on the patient. According to traditional research, the failure of a local anesthetic to penetrate effectively is deemed around 5 to 15% of the total number of LA injections given by dental surgeons to patients. The dental surgeon cannot be held responsible solely for the success or failure of local anesthesia. So, when is local anesthetic failure possible? Even after giving the required anesthetic dosage for dental surgical procedures, multifactorial causatives lead to anesthetic failure. They are: first is variation in the anatomy of the teeth. The dental surgeon cannot visualize the nerves directly. Only the approximate anatomic landmark would be accessible to anesthetize. In edentulous patients, that is, patients of older age with missing teeth in one or more areas, the landmarks may be obliterated to induce adequate anesthesia. In children and adolescents, especially in growth spurt age, the landmarks may vary slightly from individual to individual. In some patients, due to excess buccal pad of fat or thicker mucosal lining in the maxillary or mandibular areas, the efficaciousness of anesthetic to act directly in that area injected tends to reduce. Hence, for multiple causes varying from person to person, anatomic variations in the oral cavity pose a challenge to the dentist to inject an adequate amount of anesthetic directly. Second is chronic alcoholism and smoking. Chronic alcoholics are individuals who consume alcohol at least once daily, or even those individuals with an increased frequency of alcohol intake in a week from a prolonged period. Patients often do not mention the detrimental habits of smoking, tobacco, or quit chewing or chronic alcoholism to the dentist, which may complicate the risk of anesthetic failures. This warrants a thorough medical history from the patient before starting a surgical procedure. As the local anesthetic mainly act by inhibiting peripheral nerve conduction, the alcohol content consumed is certainly known to interfere with the room of local anesthetic, slowing its mechanism considerably. In chronic alcoholics with liver damage or multi-organ failure, the consequences of alcohol, even mistakenly before or after a procedure, would be life-threatening. Especially prior to a dental surgical procedure, the doctor avoids forewarning these individuals to avoid alcohol and smoking habits 24 hours before, and preferably for up to 1 week till the area surgically operated heals well. Smoking similarly alters the healing period of post-extraction sites and can cause dry socket, gingivalis, bleeding, inflammation, and halitosis. Next are the iatrogenic errors. The dentist should avoid operator-based errors as the nerves cannot be directly visible and approximate anatomical landmarks can only be visualized externally, like depositing the solution into a blood vessel or deep tissue or space. Another major reason is not being able to give an adequate amount of anesthesia, so the patient may not feel numb adequately for the operator to proceed ahead with the procedure painlessly. Next is anxiety or apprehensiveness of the patient. These patients may raise fears about the dental procedure, making the dentist difficult to operate on. This is especially true in dental phobias, meaning fear of dental procedures or distinctive dentists. These patients can be calmed down by adopting voice control or showing them the difference between an anesthetized area and a non-anesthetized area to make them understand. Explaining the procedure in detail can make the comprehensive patient also elevate their fears to an extent. Next is issues with anesthetic solutions. There will be a risk of anesthetic failure if there are storage related issues with the anesthetic solution, such as indirect exposure to sunlight or heat instead of storing it in a cold environment. Expired anesthetic solutions also cannot act properly, leading to failure, and such errors should be avoided by a dental operator. Next is certain genetic syndromes and sodium channel disorders. Some examples of resistance to local anesthesia are genetic defects pertaining to sodium channels in the body, tetrodotoxin resistant channels, mutations, certain anemias or specific syndromes like the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome associated with joint hypermobility. In these cases, the dentist should modify the dosage and technique, the intraligamentary or periodontal ligament anesthesia for usually 1 or 2 single-rooted teeth until the patient's pain is tolerable. Then the inflammation. This is a major impediment to the success of local anesthesia. The pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic activity of the anesthesia circulating for a specific period in a localized area is affected. This is attributed to the hypothesis of inflammatory acidosis that would potentially occur in people suffering from systemic diseases or inflammatory disease, or even in people suffering from oral inflammatory lesions. The interaction to the lipid bilayer is impacted, and the excitability threshold and the pH of the site are lowered in these inflammatory conditions, leading to anesthetic failure. Also, the acidic conditions of the infected or pus-filled area hinder the mechanism of action and passage of the anesthetic molecule to the pulp or the root canal of the tooth to be anesthetized. In these cases, the dental surgeon may consider preoperative antibiotic prophylaxis to minimize or reduce the source of infection and then choose to operate. In patients suffering from localized dental-related inflammation like apical periodontitis, periodontal abscess, gingival abscess, etc., the anesthetic time to produce the effect may be prolonged for the same reason. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, though iatrogenic errors may be possible by dental surgeon, they may not be the reason for anesthetic failure. Consideration of the patient's anatomic landmarks, systemic and oral conditions, habits and anxiety before the procedure will help prevent local anesthetic failure in the dental setting. So there are frequently asked questions like, can a failure of local anesthetic be overcome or not? The best treatment to overcome the failure of local anesthesia will be the repetition of the injection, and this will result in the success of the treatment. During the second attempt, in the case of repeated block injection, it will be easy for a doctor to palpate bony landmarks at the second attempt because this method will make the needle carefully penetrate the tissues painlessly. So another one is, how can one define local anesthesia in dentistry? Local anesthesia can be defined in dentistry as an injection consisting of an anesthetic solution adjacent to the nerves, giving sensation to a region of the oral cavity where the treatment is given. Lignocaine, articaine, prilocaine, mepivacaine and bupivacaine are the common local anesthetic drugs used in dental treatment. These drugs will provide a numbing of the site of the injection that will last for 30 to 60 minutes. Next is, what is the importance of local anesthesia in dentistry? In dentistry, local anesthesia will play a major part in pain control techniques. Pain can be easily prevented and eliminated during dental treatment, benefiting patients, doctors and dental hygienists. Tremendous therapeutic advances are seen in the dental profession through LA. Because of the action of LA will enable impossible dental treatments into possible mode. Next, name the 3 examples of local anesthesia. Local anesthesia can be injected or put on the skin during medical, surgical, or dental procedures to lessen pain. Lignocaine, also known as lidocaine, mepivacaine, and prilocaine are the three examples of local anesthesia. Name a few complications of local anesthesia: paresthesia, ocular complications, allergies, toxicity, and methemoglobinemia are a few complications of local anesthesia. However, the risks involved with local anesthesia decreases the chances of adverse effects, leading to improved patient care. List the contraindications of local anesthesia in dentistry. The use of local anesthesia is contraindicated to individuals who are known to be allergic to a local anesthetic agent or an ingredient present in the anesthetic solution. So the main contraindication to local anesthesia will be an allergy. Sepsis, local infection, and bacteremia used to avoid the spread of infection are termed absolute contraindications for local anesthesia. In addition, people should avoid steroids because they inhibit bone healing in an intra-articular fracture. So what happens to an individual when anesthesia fails? When anesthesia fails, in a few cases, individuals can raise or lower their limbs or even speak to tell the doctor that the anesthesia is not working before the surgeon uses their scalpel. But this type of response is not seen in people who have undergone neuromuscular blocks. So name some factors that affect the local anesthetic activity. Some factors will influence the activity of local anesthesia. It includes the lipid solubility of the local anesthesia, pKa, pH of the surrounding tissue, the bond present in the intermediate chain, its length, and the protein binding capacity of a particular type of anesthesia are in doubt nowadays.